HaroldDStolovitch, Telling Ain't Training. Dive into the insightful world of Telling Ain't Training by HaroldDStolovitch, where you'll discover transformative educational techniques that go beyond mere instruction. Emphasizing the importance of a learner-centered approach, the book explores the differences between training, instruction, and education, and examines the ways humans acquire information. Get ready to uncover key learning traits and strategies for engaging learners effectively, incorporating adult learning principles, and applying the 6 essential components of an effective training session.
Effective training strategies. To effectively train individuals, active participation and engagement are crucial for acquiring and retaining new knowledge. People learn best when information is presented in organized categories or accompanied by visual images, in an informal setting. However, many trainers solely rely on verbal instructions and non-participatory demonstrations within a formal instructional setting. Such approaches are ineffective and disregard the fundamental principles of learning. The ability to execute mental or physical procedures without thinking is essential, and trainers must bridge the gap between how people say they learn and how they effectively absorb new information. The 3 ways people learn. People learn through training, instruction, and education. Although often used interchangeably, these 3 methods have different meanings. Training produces automatic and reproducible actions. Instruction broadens the use of specific things taught, while education creates broad mental models and value systems. For effective teaching, focus on the learner's needs and characteristics, and make learning learner-centered. This enables you to train and transform the person, rather than just transmitting information. Facilitating transformational learning. Learning is best facilitated by combining multiple senses, relevance, and chunking of information. To aid individuals in changing through learning, it is essential to comprehend how humans acquire information. The author suggests that simple conveyance of information is ineffectual, and true change only takes place through transformation. Humans acquire information through the 5 senses, although sight and hearing are the most widely used senses. However, incorporating more senses into a learning experience increases the ease of information retention. People have a natural tendency to filter out irrelevant information to avoid information overload. Consequently, irrelevant information is likely to be forgotten or disregarded. It is important to acknowledge that individuals hold new information in their short-term memory for a limited time, about 10 to 15 seconds, after which it disappears unless further processed. Notably, people can only remember about 5 to 9 chunks of information in their short-term memory. However, more information can be remembered by combining pieces of information. For instance, an acronym such as NEWS is easier to remember for the 4 directions than memorizing the 4 directions, north, east, west, and south, individually. In essence, to facilitate learning, individuals need to combine multiple senses, emphasizing relevance and chunking of information to aid in transformation. Maximizing learning potential. Want to maximize learning potential? Understanding the differences between expert and novice learners and the types of knowledge is crucial. Experts process information differently than novices. While novices may focus on individual bits of information, experts perceive patterns, chunk information, and avoid getting mired in detail. Knowledge is either declarative or procedural. Declarative knowledge is about things, while procedural knowledge is about how to do things. To train novices more effectively, use transformative, procedural knowledge. Consider the varying abilities, information, and motivation people bring to a learning situation. People who already have some knowledge about a subject or who have some prior skills can learn more knowledge faster and improve their skills more quickly. Adult learners understand best if they take charge of their learning. The greater the value of information, the greater the motivation, and as confidence increases, so does motivation. So, positive learning environments that elevate mood are crucial. To become an expert, it takes time, but over time, people generally gain their abilities through procedural knowledge. Effective adult learning principles. Teaching adults requires incorporating adult learning principles for effectiveness. These principles include readiness, experience, autonomy, and action, according to Malcolm Knowles. Ready learners want to solve problems, gain status, and develop professionally or personally. Adults have prior knowledge or experience, which should be acknowledged and used as a foundation. Involving adult learners in their own learning process by encouraging their autonomy improves learning outcomes. Applying new learning immediately helps adults retain the information, so learners should be provided opportunities to implement their knowledge. Facilitating learning transformation is the job of the instructor, which involves active participation, clarification of benefits, and integration of new information with prior knowledge. 6 Principles for Great Training Sessions. This book extract offers 6 principles based on research on learning to create effective training sessions. The guidelines include telling learners why material is being taught, giving early guidelines, organizing material, having people respond actively, offering feedback, and using intrinsic and extrinsic rewards. The book also provides a 5-step model to structure these sessions, which includes rationale, performance objectives, development of learning activities, evaluation of learner performance, and feedback. Lastly, the extract suggests cognitive strategies to boost recall, such as clustering, spatial methods, advanced organizers, image-rich comparisons, repetition, and memory aids. The book emphasizes the importance of engaging learners' senses in a meaningful way and provides guidance on how to facilitate this engagement. Effective training methods. Training can take on different approaches like receptive, directive, guided discovery, or exploratory, but the last 2 methods are deemed most powerful. Receptive training only imparts information to the learner, while directive training involves unit-by-unit learning blocks. Guided discovery allows learners to obtain information through problem solving, while exploratory learning lets learners take charge of their education. Chunking information is vital for training, and incorporating interactive techniques such as role-playing or memory games keeps learners interested. Finally, effective testing presents a challenge that not only assesses but also motivates learners to retain the information learned.
As we conclude our journey in Telling Ain't Training, we recognize the significance of focusing on the learner, the need to create transformative learning experiences, and the importance of understanding different levels of expertise amongst learners. The book delves deep into how to make learning relevant to adults by incorporating key principles such as readiness, experience, autonomy, and action. By implementing a clear structure and incorporating research-backed strategies during training sessions, trainers can facilitate meaningful and lasting changes in learners that stay with them long after the sessions have ended. Ultimately, the book provides an enriching educational roadmap that aims to enhance training and foster personal development.